We are about to take on the biggest, craziest project that I've ever worked on, and we're going to do it in hardcore Minecraft. So come on over, let me show you what I'm thinking. So we just finished up our beautiful castle, and I started to think about what we could do next. And I kept having this itch that even though our castle was a big project, I wanted to try to build something bigger. Much bigger. And that's when I stumbled across this massive epic cave, and I thought, man, this would be a really cool dragon's lair. But I didn't just want to build a dragon's lair, I wanted to build something with it. And then it occurred to me, let's build a massive underground dwarven kingdom. And today we're gonna tackle the entrance. Okay, so I'm going to take you guys over to where we're going to build this beautiful thing, but we are going to need an absolutely insane amount of resources for this. I cannot even begin to describe to you how big this thing is going to be. So the biggest thing is that we're going to have to actually build pretty much an entire mountain for the kingdom to be in, which is going to be the biggest task, I think, but it's going to be probably the easiest way for us to do it, because the structure that I built, I went into creative, did some work, and the structure that I came up with is way too big for any natural generation. So we're gonna have a big thing on our hands here, but I think we can pull it off. And there's the beautiful mountain right there. I think it's gonna be perfect for what we're doing. Like I said, it's not gonna be big enough for the actual doorway, so it's gonna go quite a bit above this, probably somewhere up in the neighborhood of like right about here, or maybe even taller at its peak. There's a lot of land mass to work with here. And basically what I'm thinking is we're just going to use some of this mountain, and then we're going to build off of that to add more to it and get the look that we're going for. So we're going to start it. You can see I've placed a few stone blocks right there. That's kind of where I'm thinking we're going to start the actual doorway. And I think what I want to do is kind of have a little bit of a hill leading up to it. So I'm not entirely sure though. We're gonna work and see. So I think the easiest way to do this is to actually build the gate first and then build the mountain around it. But I'm not entirely sure. So we're kind of just going to play this by ear, but that's how we're going to try to do this. Before we do any of that though, I think we're going to go ahead and clear out all of these trees, because I do have some ideas about actually doing some custom trees leading up to it and so forth, but we're definitely gonna have to terraform this land, at least some building up to it. So I want to get the trees out of the way, and then we'll get a good idea of what we're working with, and then we can kind of go from there. All right, we got everything cleared out, and it's looking pretty good over here. We might end up taking up some more trees at some point, but I think this is going to be good. So it's time to start working on this entrance, and I think we're going to terraform after the fact, because basically I want to get the entrance in and then kind of just cater the actual land around it into the build rather than the other way around, just because we're gonna have so much terraforming to do anyways. Might as well just kind of handle it all at the same time. So that right there is where we're gonna start it. I'm not sure if that's gonna be the height or not, but that's the space that we're gonna put it in. Well, let's figure it out, see where we want to put this bad boy, and get her rolling. Okay, we got everything all set, got everything we're gonna need for the build here, and it's time to get rolling on the entrance. All right, we've got the frame of this bad boy in, and it looks really good in the space. It actually worked out perfectly the way that I set it up here, and it's kind of creeping into the mountain right here. I'll hop up and show you real quick. But I wanted to show you so you guys could see the color palette that we're working with here. That right there is where it ends. So all this in this space is all going to come out, and we're going to fit it into the mountain. Whoa! Careful now. Yes, we're gonna fit it in the mountain and so forth, and I'll take you over to this side so you guys can see where the mountain is gonna start on this side. So that right there is where the mountain is gonna be. So it's coming up on the side here, like we're gonna wrap the actual mountain up to this point and probably a decent amount past it. So we have a lot to do, a whole lot to do. But I got a little bit of the terraforming in Not actually anything crazy, obviously. Just got a little bit of a platform so we had something to walk on. And just so I could get a feel for how the height was and everything. And I think it feels good. It feels real good to me. So, but this is the color palette we're working with here. So got a few different blocks. We're working with like 6 different blocks, I think is what it is. We're just going to kind of casually intermix them, and it's going to make this take a lot longer, but that's a-okay. I am dedicated to making this thing beautiful, so it's going to be perfect. And at this point, all we need to do is just knock her out. So let's get to it. Alright, we're actually going to take a quick break here to go over to the end and get some elytra, because this constant building with the dirt is taking way too long. And lucky for me, we already found an end city. Alright, easy peasy. Let's get out of here and get back to work. Holy crap, guys. I think this might be the coolest thing I have ever built. It is perfect in this, and came out even cooler than I was thinking. So I'm pretty stoked. Especially once we get the mountain in, this is going to come out looking crazy. But let me kind of walk you guys through it. So basically the idea here is that this is dilapidated a lot more towards the bottom, and then as it works its way up, it kind of isn't so bad because there's probably less damage that would happen up top, a little bit more towards the bottom. So that's kind of what we're doing there. So basically what we're going to do here is we're going to bring this mountain up around here and then wrap it down and probably around the left side here, kind of like how it is right here, wrapping around the front. And then we're gonna have to level this out a little bit. And basically what I'm thinking for this river, or not the river, but the pond here, is that what I want to do is basically just build up a little, what do you call it? A little cliffside, just a little one, nothing crazy, probably like only 10, maybe 15 blocks tall, not higher than this, and then it'll kind of gradually come down and wrap around here. And then what I want to do as well is add some custom trees in the place, wrap them all around here. I don't want to block the view, so we're gonna have to strategically place them, and then we're gonna get a cool looking road going in, kind of wrapping around the front here into the place, and then I think we'll top it off with just a few houses possibly outside here, and then that will get the whole vibe of this place set perfectly. So I'm gonna get to work on this stuff, but guys, it's gonna be cool. So I realized that we don't actually have that much stone left, and we're gonna need a whole lot to get this thing built. So I'm coming back to grab my beacon here, and we're gonna move it over to the mountain, and then we're gonna tear it down and get a whole lot of stone so we can actually build her up. But first things first, gotta take this baby with us. All right, we got a huge chunk of this cleared out and got a whole lot of materials to show for it. I made this area inside here a nice little storage center for us, and we have got just stone on stone on stone, a whole bunch of dirt, and that'll carry us at least decent distance here. I really didn't even clear very much out. This is not that much, especially knowing how much more I have to do. This is a little A little crazy to think about, but it's going to be enough to hopefully at least get the mountain going. So we're going to get that knocked out. But I think the first thing I want to do here is work on the walk up here. I think that's going to be the easiest thing to do first. So we're going to knock that out and then bring the mountain in around that and keep this baby going. All right, boys and girls, here is the finished product, and let me just say, this came out even better than I thought it would. So I'll show you what I did here, but basically, we're just wrapping this whole thing, nice big stone face and whatnot. When you get a little closer, you can see I did intermix a few different blocks. We got a little bit of andesite, well, actually, a decent amount of andesite, a little bit of tuff, and a little bit of cobblestone. So just tracking along here, sprucing it up, making it look interesting, and I think it looks awesome. And I tried to keep it a little bit different in each area and so forth, that way no two areas were just alike. And this is really my first time ever terraforming, so I'm pretty thrilled. I've really never tried to make any kind of stone face or any kind of natural generation on my own, so I think this came out pretty good. Let's fly up and get a look. Okay, so there she blows. I think that is amazing. So what we're going to do here is we're going to wrap the mountain around like this. And I like how this mountain sits right now. So what we're going to do is just kind of incorporate what's already here and basically just make it flow into the left side of this. And then it's going to get, it's going to be decently tall, but not enormous, because that's just so much to try and do. So what we're gonna do is basically wrap it up like this, kind of peek it out right here, bring it down, and then around down through here all the way into the water, right where I left off right here. So that's the plan. We still need to throw a road in here, but I think I might wait on the road. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what exactly I want to do right now, but I might do the road, might do the mountain. We'll see. And there's the road right there, looking pretty cool. And let me just tell you, this thing took forever because I decided to go with mud bricks, and then the packed mud right here with the coarse dirt. And that was a very time-consuming thing to acquire, so that took me a long time. And there is way more here than what you would think, so that took a long time, but it was well worth it. I think it came out looking awesome, and we're kind of just going through here, dumping some bone meal to spruce this place up, because it is looking really flat. So we'll kind of clean it up and whatnot, but I just want to dump some in here and get a feel for it. Hopefully it makes the place feel a little bit more natural, which I think it's going to. And actually I almost forgot that I wanted to do a couple of houses in here, so I think I'm gonna do that next, because I'm kind of just a little burnt out from doing so much terraforming and all that jazz, and I want to get away from it, do some real building. And I think we're gonna do that by doing a couple of houses. I got a cool little design that I have not seen anywhere, and we're gonna try it. I think it's gonna be cool for the area, but it's definitely a little bit unorthodox. And I tried to make it a little extra small, specifically so that the mountain itself would look enormous. And I think we're gonna achieve that pretty good. Let's get up here and see. Oh yeah, that looks great. We'll have to go through and get the flowers and stuff, but that is looking pretty cool. I just wanted to get it on the path and whatnot, but that definitely feels really good. Really good. All right, well, let's knock these houses out next. All right, I popped a couple of cute little houses in right here, and I think it looks pretty good, especially with the size of this compared to the houses. So I wanted to operate on something small for two reasons. One, because I wanted to make this look big, obviously. Don't want to detract from that. But also, two, because these are dwarves, so they're not going to have big ol', you know, tall houses. They're super short. So it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. So I think this came out looking really cool. And I'm not really seeing anybody do the style I'm going for here, so I think it looks pretty sweet. Just a bunch of deep slate, and I tried to make, so we got a combination of stuff going on here, just different deep slate blocks and then some basalt. But I'm doing the darker deep slate behind and then the lighter up front. That way from a distance, you get this cool shadow effect. I'll show you. So I don't know how well you guys can see it, especially with the rain, but basically this looks a lot darker on the inside, just like it would, because it would have a shadow. So it looks pretty cool. And I popped a guy over here, and we'll get some roads, some little roads. We'll probably do the same path block and everything, drag it all through here, and tie them up and whatnot. I definitely want to do some more, but I want to put them over on this side where the mountain is going to be, butting up against that side. And I wanted all of them to be kind of built into the mountain since, as you know, there are dwarves. So I think it suits it better. But now that I've built this, I've just been thinking, I'm going to get up here to show you, but I've been thinking a little town right here would be super cool. So just kind of occupying this space right here. That would be a lot of work though, and I don't think I want to try it today, but that would be super cool, and it would definitely kind of bring this place to life, I think. We're going to be doing a lot of houses on the inside and all kinds of stuff, so it's not like we don't have plenty ahead of us, so who knows, but either way, it's going great. We're making lots of progress, and from here, basically all we need to do is build the mountain. So I'm gonna knock the big kahuna out, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I've had a slight change of plans. I'm actually just gonna wait till next episode to knock this mountain out. We're gonna do it right at the beginning of the episode, but it is just taken way too long to get this done. And I'm really trying to get this episode out to you guys as quick as I can, and it's already been a solid 4 weeks, which is way too long. So I just want to get this out to you guys as quick as possible, and so we're going to be ending it here. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you're really excited about this project that we're embarking on. It is pretty crazy, and there's going to be a whole lot more left to do. So we're going to build an actual full-on kingdom. We're going to build a dragon lair. We're going to finish the outside here, a mountain, and probably even a town right here. So all that being said, it's going to be a lot ahead of us, and it's going to be really cool. So make sure to subscribe if you want to follow along our journey here. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching this video, and a little piece of advice. I had no idea what I was doing on this build, and we came up with something amazing. So don't be afraid to try and do big projects. All it really takes is just breaking down the problems individually and solving the task one at a time, which I know can be a difficult thing, but this doesn't just apply to good old Minecraft here. This is something that you can take to anywhere in your life. Just break down the problem a little bit at a time, and figure out what you do know, start there, and work outward. So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see all you beautiful, wonderful people in the next episode.